So, Risk of Rain 2 is a game with many mechanics and items to use to your advantage. This game is a 3D multiplayer action roguelite. Now this means 1. The game is in the 3rd dimension, so it's like our own world. Unless you're blind. 2. This means you can play with friends, and technically with up to 16 people if you use console commands. And 3. This game is a roguelike, meaning that if you die or leave the game, you cannot save or continue where you left off, meaning you have to play through the whole game in one sitting. Unless you have friends where if you die you can just hope your mates survive until the next level, then you'll respawn. But we'll get into that later. Now, when you go onto the Steam page of this game, you might have noticed the 2 in the title, and I can confirm that this game is a sequel. It is a sequel to a game called Risk of Rain, a 2D multiplayer roguelike game, but I haven't played that so far. I'm waiting for the remaster Risk of Rain Returns, so wait for that to come out for the Risk of Rain 1 video. So anyway, when you're on the Steam page, you can see some of the characters, like Spaceman. He's here for going commando, but there's more than that in the game. For example, we have Shooty Boy, funny lock-on lady, anime protagonist, average big iron user, engineer, spider mech woman, quadruped plant dog, rebar boy, average Hiroshima enjoyer. But there's more than characters, there's maps, like Dead Aztec Land, Stage 1, Home of the Pot, the Jellyfish Fields, the North Pole, the Average Zone, Hell, the Red Item Spawner, the Parents' House, the Grandparents' House, Margaret's Moon, and some secret maps like oh yeah, and Margaret Thatcher. So anyway, after a small list of the players and enemies, what's the story of the game? So the story is, a group of people are sent on a rescue mission to find any survivors of the events of Risk of Rain 1. This is where you come in. After you choose your character and how hard you want your time to be, you then break your bones in a bullet-shaped escape pod. One thing I do find hilarious is how you open a door. Imagine if that's how you open doors. And just like a non-Christian going to Texas, the locals are quite hostile to you. But luckily for you, like any normal person, you bring a weapon to any foreign place you visit. Now this is of course Dead Aztec Land. Now with this being a roguelike, it means that Dead Aztec Land can look a little different by a few things every time. This can be also said if we landed on Stage 1 or any other map in the game. Still though, immediately off the bat, the locals are hostile. Luckily, you already have your guns out. You can see the locals consisting of Irrelevant, Redacted, Small Dog, and if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Now to play the game, you kill and take. Because you see, when you kill the enemies, you take their money, as it just flies towards you. What are they doing with it? My theory is that they can use these things around the map that can give you items, because in the game it is coded so that every enemy can use every item. So they have killed to get coins, meaning your friends are dead, and this is further confirmed in another level where you see your dead comrades. So anyway, when you get some items, for example in this run I got some shades, goat's hoofs, some sci-fi shit, a can of petrol and some high caliber bullets, I decided to summon a deity. This one's called Irrelevant's mother. So after killing her I got a whip. The portal is still charging, so all we do is run around in the circle of red and continue to murder the locals. So after the portal is charged, I realise that I have killed all the locals. So I take a leisurely stroll around, looking for anything I forgot. Then I go through the portal. So after turning up to the home of the pot has gone out. So you interrupt a house party between Irrelevant's brothers. So after killing them with grenades and a semi-automatic pistol, I realised that Irrelevant got killed in the firefight as well due to my petrol. The game really is this. You go to each level and kill the locals for money to get more stuff to kill them faster. Then you can go do stuff to make it easier or harder for you. These can be done with things called rooms. Now I don't have them all, but I do have ones like choose your own items. This can make it so you can create builds, like crit builds. There's one where enemies drop items, meaning that chests don't exist and money is only worth anything for drones. And there's one where there's double the enemies, but they have half the health. But anyway, this is a normal, no rune run. So now that I've explained that, I've now got more items, like another sci-fi shit device, fireworks, more high caliber bullets, a fucking lance, some Aztec hat, fucking soldier heroin, a physics defying feather, a book, and some turtle jewellery. Also, the portal is charging and I'm fighting Clap Your Hands 2 Electric Boogaloo. So after killing him, I got a blowhorn. Now with this portal, I don't remember doing this, but there's this blue orb floating around in it. Now usually you have to use a newt shrine to get this blue orb, because this blue orb causes a blue portal to appear. You can go through it and then you appear at lamp oil, rope, bombs. There are quite a few things in here, like these items, and these ones, and a giant dog. Don't worry, he won't fight. But what we're here for is this thing here. This means you can choose where you land next. This only has two options, so it can show the ones you don't want if you want a specific map. Then it can be annoying. So anyway, let's go. We'll get to that later. Now we end up at the North Pole, where Santa doesn't have reindeer. He has three-eyed willies. This one is very cold and has a chest that can only be opened with a timer. Don't worry, I know what it gives you. You ever heard of the big fucking gun? Hey yo, a little sidetrack here, as I've only just found out while really editing this, but this gun, the Prion Accumulator, in the files for the game is actually called BFG, so that's interesting. Anyway, after getting another newt shrine, I start the teleporter, and then having to fight the Master of Puppets. So anyway, after killing the season favourite, the boss disappears until next season. So then, after going back to lamp oil, rope, bombs, we decide to pay for a trip to the parents' house. Now this is the 4th stage, and with any 4th stage map, there is a guaranteed red item. Now what is a red item? A red item is an item that is very useful and rare, but this stage always has one, but you need to find it in one of the many places it spawns, and also save enough money to open the chest. But you might have noticed I already have one. That's because I got lucky and got one in the North Pole. Still, these can be good, like the knife one. This spawns knives for every kill, which then fly towards the nearest enemy and damages them. And half the time, kills them, causing more knives. Half the time when playing the game with friends, yeah, I have friends, we have a rule that we can't pick the knives so that we can actually get kills. Half the times we ignore it and piss each other off. Ooh. God damn it! But yeah, I couldn't find the chest in this map, so off to the grandparents' house. So, this is the grandparents' house. This is the only map for the 5th stage. There is no other variant, this is the map. And just like your actual grandparents' house, it has a lot of hazards, including rocks, dogs, and other creatures in your granddad's armchair. And luckily, Didn't Leave for the Milk is here. But just because you didn't leave for the milk doesn't mean you won't get hit. And this is the teleporter. Now, you must know why it looks different. It's because you can choose to go back to the beginning, which is a very good place to start, or you don't change the teleport shape, then this teleporter can take you to Margaret Thatcher. So anyway, let's go.
Oh no, it's the alcoholic granddad here to stop us getting to Margaret Thatcher.
So what do you do when your alcoholic granddad gets in your way? You violently attack him with high caliber bullets. So after dealing with him, you load the teleporter and end up on Margaret's moon. And Margaret has bodyguards of balls, tanks and helicopters. Going through this world, you need to get to this ship with all your family members dead on the floor. Reminds me of the last funeral. You can do this by using totems. There are a few, like one that takes blood, or one that tries to remove you from its space. So after you charge up 4 of these totems, you can use the Ultra Jump Pad.
Let's go.
So you reach Margaret's arena. Now it's time to fight.
On 3, we touch gloves. 1, 2, 3.
So this is Margaret Thatcher. She's really changed since she died. Now the first phase is quite simple. Stay away and shoot and try to move as quickly as possible if she gets close, because she has a hammer that she likes to swing. When you've taken her health down, she fucks off and sends the guards in. This is basically you fighting the enemies that you did below, but if you're strong enough, you can basically insta-skip this part. In the third phase, Margaret comes back with a vengeance. For she can shoot like a helicopter while running towards you, she can spawn in tanks, and she swings her hammer like she's trying to demolish Taiwan in a single swing, leaving a hurty tower. Then, when staying still, she does this power move where they do damaging strikes that can ruin your run no matter how high or how far away you are. They do damage and it's high damage. And sometimes they can take you down in one shot, but mostly 2 shots. It's easier to avoid closer to Margaret as it does move slower. The third phase is harder than the rest, as when you get to the 4th and final stage, she's weak as shit. But she knows this, so she cheats.
Fuck. She's flying. She's got wall hacks. How am I not dead? Yeah, wait a minute.
She fucking steals your abilities. All of them. This is where it's hard, but easy at the same time. As if you're close, say goodbye to your life. But if you're far and shoot from far, it's easy. And when you start to do damage, your abilities start to come back slowly, making doing damage easier and faster, meaning once you start getting your abilities back, you've basically won. But also here's another thing. Margaret can use your abilities against you. But still, after killing Margaret Thatcher, you realise that was not Margaret Thatcher, but actually a god called Mithrix, and your whole life is a lie, and this isn't real life, it's a video game, and nothing you've done up to this point was good or legal, and the orphanage you shot up wasn't in this world, and high caliber bullets aren't a good way to get your granddad out of your way when going to the shop. But anyway, you run to the ship and there's these fucking black holes. These crabs create black holes when they die that can fucking insta-kill you. And that's the end of Risk of Rain. Nothing else. But Mist, what about that thing in the shop? So this is the void field. This gets you this boy, but can also get you more items. But it is hard because the game chooses at random what enemies attack you every wave and gives them items during waves. This gets harder each time, and there are 9 things you need to charge, and you take damage outside these zones, meaning you need to stay in them until you need to move to the next one. But you need to be quick. Luckily, the portal out of here is open at all times, meaning you can get out at any time if you want. Although in my first playthrough in the void fields, I panicked and couldn't find it, so I died. But now I rarely go into it after like 1 or 2 loops. Anyway, after all this grinding and looping and boss fights looking like this, there is a way to end it all, with all these black holes trying to capture you, and your PC slowly going to blow up, and you're not wanting to fight Mithrix for some reason. Instead, you decide to find this portal, the Celestial Portal, and once in it, welcome to death. It's silent. All you have to do is walk the path. It's quite simple. All you have to do is touch this thing, and then it's over. You're at peace. Your fate unknown. Oh, so who are you, and what are you doing here? Oh, you want it to be more fun? Well, lucky for you, in this run I was holding a special item. This one does nothing. But when you try to obliterate yourself in death, now welcome to fighting for death. There are 2 outcomes, death and obliteration. It's either you die by the hands of this fucker, or you die by your own hand after killing Twip Twip. And that, my friends, was my video on Risk of Rain. It's a good game. I've played 72 hours of the game, and it's amazing, and it makes you insane after hour 2. So some people say I've only been insane for 70 hours, but we all know that ain't true. But yeah, Risk of Rain 2, I recommend you get it. And yes, I am very biased. Now, what was that video I was supposed to do? Oh god, no, no, stay back, stay back! So yes, that was my video on Risk of Rain 2. Sorry it took so long. I mean, fucking, oh god. It's like, I wanted to try and do this video editing wise on some new software. You know, try and get more green screen. Because originally this video was going to be just like another .exe video. But instead I thought, how about I try something different? Because I mean, the .exe video was something different to my usual content. And now I'm going to try and use this. Well, as my main source of content, really, if it does well. I've got this video that's just come out, of course, and I've got an Ultra Kill video that will be coming out in about 20 years, probably. But yeah, if you liked it, please consider subscribing. Like the video, of course. Share this with your friends, and I'll be doing more content like this. So, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later.